I was listening to your whole thing about Jones,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of did realize it that I think my whole thing about against Jones is that we would take if we took him at three, and
Yeah, that is it, right? Gotta be.
and
Yeah.
it's it because like I watched Mac Jones through a bit to the college. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I
Okay.
watched that game, and he was able to like sling that ball down the field a bit and do
Yeah.
some things, but it's like I you can't take him at three, and I do
Mhm.
also think that looking at that offense, we have the tools that he had at Bama to do what he did. But I kind of also want to talk about stuff we did last year, and
Okay.
mainly our Kinlaw pick
Okay.
because Kinlaw was the guy we drafted to replace DeForest.
Yes.
I you know I looked at Kinlaw's last season and I said, and everybody in the draft was saying he's a raw prospect. He's gonna take a minute. And I see a lot of people on Twitter and other places trying to come at his neck for not having a Bosa type season. And it was like he wasn't expected to be like Bosa at all. He was expected. So I just want to know like what's your evaluation on him? Because Ayuk already showed out and we still have a bit to look at Kinlaw.
He's interesting. I've been tough on Kinlaw because he was drafted to replace DeForest Buckner, and
Mhm.
he's not Buckner. Buckner was a productive pass rusher on any team, no matter what. And that's not Kinlaw's game. But the Kinlaw's interesting because while his box score is pathetic, I mean, 1.5 sacks, four quarterback hits, his tape is good.
His
His
ta-
tape
he
is
played
good.
like he beat O linemen pretty consistently.
Yeah,
It's just like he couldn't like get to the quarterback. And
exactly.
I saw Salah talking about. It's like you can't really
Hmm.
expect a player who we all expect to be this kind of like project to do everything that like J.J. Watt did his rookie year and stuff like
Right.
that. You gotta he has all the pieces there. He's had to string them together.
Yes, but I feel like some people come into the league as sort of natural pass rushers, like Nick
Hmm.
Bosa, DeForest Buckner, and that's not Kinlaw. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be a great player who makes
Yeah,
a ton of money in the league. I compared him to the first time I saw him in college, and I still make the comparison. Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead and
yeah.
No, look, Eric Armstead's a hell of a player. His issue is, I think,
Hmm.
effort sometimes. Kinlaw doesn't have that issue. Kinlaw's just young.
Yeah.
Armstead's a hell of an athlete. He's
Armstead,
powerful.
he's
He's good
really
against the
good.
run, and he's good against the pass. Like if he's the third guy, you know what I mean, the fourth guy. That could be Kinlaw too. Like by the time Kinlaw, if his knee doesn't give out, he almost has like a time bomb in his knee. So I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
He just had a cleanup surgery. But if he can keep it going, like Armstead, by the time he's 25, 26, he could have one of those seasons where he has 10 sacks. I think he could.
And and the
Yeah.
other thing is like the other thing is, and you can kind of say this for Armstead because I can kind of see it now in the off season. You gotta discipline him. You gotta put the discipline down on him, especially with Armstead not gonna be in the solo system anymore. You're gonna well kind of being like a mimic of it. You gotta discipline him and Kinlaw because you can get the best out of them if you do all that you can to
Yeah.
push them.
I
And
think they need a leader on that line the way Buckner was.
yeah,
It's got to be Bosa because it's not
it has to be
Armstead.
both. And
Yeah.
like he was leading that line. Like though we lost week one to Arizona, we were
Yeah.
putting pressure on on Murray the whole game, and
Yes.
he admitted in his post game, he's like, I don't know how the heck I got half those balls off. And you
Yeah.
can kind of also nod it up to our secondary in week one not being there because it was kind of like a string together thing with some of the late injuries. But then we kind of like pulled it together again in that second game versus Arizona. So we have like I've been saying like to my friends in here, we have all the pieces we need to become what we were in 2019. We just gotta help. We gotta pray for health, and we need to make the right choices going forward.